Well, I'm absolutely delighted now to be joined by Sibel Kusimba, and we're going to talk about mobile money. Well, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And thank you very much indeed for taking the time to talk to us today. Now, your research is mobile money in Kenya.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Right. Well, mobile money refers to a system whereby people can use their cell phones, their mobile phones, to send money to a friend or a relative or receive money using a text message. In a lot of countries, this system is being deployed, but it's only in Kenya where it's really caught on and it's become really a part of everyday life. There are as many mobile money accounts in Kenya as there are adults in Kenya, according to the Kenyan government. So it's really a very popular service.
What is it that made you want to look at this?
Well, I'm originally trained as an archaeologist, and I was teaching at Egerton University in Kenya during the academic year 2009 to 2010. And I was studying potters and women who make ceramics in Western Kenya. And they were always on their phones, and they were always using this service to send money and also receive money from their friends and loved ones and relatives. And I really was intrigued by this. And I felt there was an opportunity to give a more anthropological perspective on mobile money, because many of the people who study this system are development economists, and they see it primarily as an economic behavior, as financial behavior, and their goal in all of this is what they call financial inclusion, which means providing financial services like banking, savings, credit to people in the developing world who might not have access to a brick and mortar bank. So the idea is to use mobile phone technology to provide some of those means of tracking money, saving money, sending money, using a handheld device.
But you looked at this from an anthropological perspective, didn't you? So what did you find?
Well, what I decided to do was focus first on the social aspects of the mobile money service. It occurred to me that the sending and receiving of the money, I saw this, that the sending and the receiving of the money was really embedded in the use of the mobile phone as a means of mobile communication and mobile social connection. And I felt that that part of it had maybe been left out of the equation. So by asking people, who do you send money to, who do you receive money from, I was able to use social network analysis to essentially map and draw the connections that formed between people based on the sending and the receiving of the money. And what I found was that senders and receivers form maps and networks where the mobile money remittances are essentially exchanged over and over again, and they circulate amongst a group of people who are basically pooling their resources. They're pooling their resources to help children go to school, or to provide for medical care or other emergencies for people in the social network.
And did you find that these networks looked the way that you would have expected them to look?
Well, that was one of the most interesting parts of the research. Most Kenyan societies are patrilineal. That means that people's social identity, their relationship to resources, rights of things like inheritance are basically traced through the male line. So rather than seeing these patrilineal relationships coming out with the mobile money networks, what we actually found was the opposite, was that the mobile money networks really highlight the role of women. Connections to and through women and women's relatives are really important in structuring these networks. So people are connecting to their mothers, and through their mothers, they're connecting to, say, their mother's sister or their mother's brother. And these networks of support and mutual assistance are really shaped around mothers and mothers' relatives, which is perhaps the opposite of what you might expect if you're looking at how other kinds of resources are really defined and exchanged in many Kenyan societies today.
Well, thank you ever so much. It's fascinating stuff. I mean, thank you ever so much indeed for taking the time to talk to us today. We really appreciate it.
And may I also thank my my supporter, the IMTFI, the Institute for Money, Technology and Financial Inclusion at the University of California at Irvine, which funded my research. So thank you very much.
Thank you.